Yo, what's happening, people? It's your boy Griggs, and welcome back to Griggs Talks, where we talk all things sports, where we talk all things footy. Welcome back to another transfer video, transfer catch-up. This one's going to be a little bit different, as you can tell from the thumbnail, all that kind of stuff. It's not just going to be Manchester United today because, let's be real, the United news is pretty much the same shit every single day now. There's really no difference. It's continuity tweets. It's the same rumors, no new transfer links. It's always Mazraoui. It's always De Ligt. It's always Ugarte. So I figured, let's change it up a little bit. Let's talk about other topics. And today, this morning, it happened that two of my favorite players in the Premier League outside of Manchester United have moved clubs. And to make matters worse for myself, they moved to clubs that are going to potentially challenge United this year for the top four, teams that are in and around us. So I figured, let me talk about it objectively. Not going to be biased. Have my United hat on. I'm going to talk about how those guys can improve the team, whether they're good transfers, all that kind of stuff. And the two players in question are Dom Solanke is obviously going to Spurs. If you guys know me, you know how much I really rate Dom Solanke. He's one of my favorite players in the league. And then Pedro Neto is also gone to Chelsea, which was a shock because no one really expected Neto to be on the move this summer. Obviously, Dom Solanke was pretty much confirmed a week ago that Spurs were looking for him and he wanted to go to Spurs. But Pedro Neto, because of the injury record, he was never really linked with anyone. I remember Arsenal were interested, but they never really were gonna pull the trigger. Chelsea were kind of snuck under the radar. They put in a couple bids without anyone really noticing. And he's going to Chelsea. He's actually Spurs also made offers. They made a money plus Oliver Skip offer, but that got rejected. And then Chelsea made a couple offers that got rejected until they eventually just decided to pay the cash instead of trying to offload a player within that deal. And it worked. Obviously, not surprised because George Mendes was in charge of the deal. So we all know George Mendes, once he has his mind set to something, he will make sure that shit gets done. So, yeah, big up JJ, Lieutenant General. Neto Bamba came out of nowhere. Bro, out of nowhere, man. That's the beautiful thing about that transfer, too. The fact that it came out of nowhere. We're so used to transfers being leaked like a week in advance, all that kind of stuff. But it felt good to have a transfer that you didn't really see coming. And no one really saw Pedro Neto coming. Because Chelsea, bro, let's be real, how many times did they link to this guy, bro? I'm not late. There is an Olympic gold medal match going on. And I did it, and I knew people were watching that. So I didn't want to take away from that. I was watching it too. I was watching Desiree Doué hoops, man. That's special. That's special hoops right there. So I figured let the people enjoy the match, and then we'll talk about it after. Because we can talk about the match. There's a lot of young talent on display in that match. So we can talk about it, man. Look at this Staffy guy, man. Well, congratulations. Bro, we're going to talk about Spain, man, and their upcoming international dominance that's about to happen right now. 1 second, guys. Let me change something. All right. Also, make sure you remember to like the video as you join in. So, yeah. Chelsea got a good one. That's the type of sign. Yeah. All right. So let's start with Pedro Neto first because that's like the shock one. Obviously, Chelsea signed Pedro Neto for was it 60 mil? I think euros plus like you're at an honor. So let's say 55 million pounds. Insane signing. To be honest, an absolutely insane signing. You're not getting that redirect later. I promise you're not getting that redirect. We'll talk about that too. But so yeah, it came out of nowhere. It's a good signing on paper in terms of what Pedro Neto would actually bring to the team. Obviously, Enzo Maresca, what I learned from Leicester was that he loves his direct wingers. He loves his wingers to be 1v1 players. And Pedro Neto has 1v1 skill in abundance. The guy is probably one of the best 1v1 dribblers in the Premier League. So he'll absolutely bring that to them. Obviously, the main question is, can he stay fit? Can he stay fit? Because he hasn't started over 20 games in the Premier League, I think, since 2020, which is crazy to think about. He's had an Achilles tear. He's had loads of hamstring injuries on both hamstrings. So it's about, can the Chelsea medical team keep him fit? Chelsea medical teams have the best track record over the past year. We've seen a lot of their players get injured. Obviously, I think it's a new medical team now, so I guess they get the benefit of the doubt. And Enzo Maresca has said that his system will not be as kind of that high running kind of play style because he's talking about like the press. He doesn't really want to play in such a crazy high pressing, high line like Poch did at Chelsea. So maybe it'll be a little bit less taxing on the body and stuff like that. So it'll be questioned. I also think the fact that Chelsea don't really have another solid left winger. Means that Pedro Neto will probably play more minutes than he would have at another club. Like, for example, Arsenal, Bukayo Saka's there. You know Bukayo Saka's going to be your guaranteed starter. Martinelli's going to get his minutes as well. Leandro Trossard, Gabriel Jesus. So it's like Neto's minutes could have been managed better. But at Chelsea and a potentially of a Spurs as well. But even Spurs, you have Kulusevski, you have Brendan Johnson, you have Heung-min Son. So again, players that are in and around that Spurs paid a lot of money for that they would also try to get their minutes. But at Chelsea, let's be real. Raheem Sterling, he might still end up leaving. Mudryk is a lost cause. Maresca does not rate Mudryk whatsoever. So, who knows what will happen in terms of that, in terms of what Pedro Neto. I expect him to play on the left-hand side. I'm not going to lie. That's probably what's going to end up happening. And we'll see what happens. But I think he's a good signing. It's not the worst of prices because I remember Wolves were asking for 80 mil in like January and stuff like that. So they did get him at a decent price. It's all about can they manage his minutes. But what's it called? Neto and Kunku / Jackson, Palmer front three is pretty entertaining. It's very interesting. Also, you could also have Kunku in the 10, Palmer on the right, and then Jackson up front, Neto on the left. There's like different versatility ways you can make it work. Do I think he's a better left wing than right wing? He could play left wing because of his ability to go down the byline and cross. He's very two-footed. He's very ambidextrous, or bipedal, as they say, in terms of when it comes to feet. So he works from that on the left-hand side. I do think, though, the fact that Chelsea's kind of striker is Nico Jackson makes me think that maybe Neto wouldn't suit left wing as much as, like, if, let's say, an Osimhen was that striker, because if Osimhen was the striker, his box movement would be lethal for Neto's cutbacks on the left-hand side. So I agree with you on the fact that on the right-hand side, that Chelsea probably be a little bit more dominant. So we'll see how it works. Pedro Neto can play 10 role too, very versatile. Yeah, but I mean, he's not a better 10 than Kunku. He's not a better 10 than Palmer either. So I think he'll predominantly be a winger, especially if it's a 1v1 ability. I think Maresca really values that, like I said. So yeah, man, it's a solid signing. We'll see. At the end of the day, the Neto signing will be judged on how many games he'll play, right? If he plays a lot of games, his talent is so worth it that it's going to look like a transfer series, like a transfer genius. If he doesn't play many games, it's going to be another 60 mil down the drain for Chelsea. They've pumped so much money down the drain. Was this worth the risk? We'll see. But I think it's a good signing overall on paper, and it's a play. They needed wingers. Every single person said about Chelsea, their biggest weakness is in the attack, especially on the flanks. They do not have good wingers outside of Cole Palmer. Can you really trust them? So we'll see. And on the other hand, Tottenham Hotspur, for me, made arguably the best signing out of any Big Six club this summer by signing Dom Solanke. I rate Dom Solanke very highly. I think, in my opinion, he's at worst the fourth best striker in the Premier League. I think the only ones that you can definitely say are better than him are Erling Haaland, Alexander Isak, and Ollie Watkins. And I'd rather have Dom Solanke than Ollie Watkins if it was up to me. So I have him third on my list. I think he's a phenomenal striker. I'd look at that Spurs team. I think he fits absolutely perfectly in that Spurs team, in that Ange system, the high pressing system, where he loves his striker to be a workhorse, which Dom Solanke absolutely is one of the best pressing strikers. We saw it under Uraola at Bournemouth last year. The link play, absolutely perfect. His ability to link up with Son is going to be absolutely special to see, because Heung-min Son, at the end of the day, Heung-min Son, I think evolvement-wise, striker was a good move for him, but at the end of the day, he's not really a natural number 9. Now, by getting in a kind of similar player to Harry Kane, obviously the playmaking is not on the level of Harry Kane, but the athleticism is there. In transition, he might be a little bit more lethal with Son. I think that connection is going to be absolutely special. We'll see what happens with James Maddison, how that link up works with Kulusevski cutting in. It'll be interesting. But I think Dom Solanke was a statement signing from Spurs, and I'm looking at their project, as you can tell from the title, Spurs' best project in the league. I don't think it's the best project in the league yet, but the trajectory that they're going, the signings that they're making, we're talking about very solid signings. If you look at their starting 11 right now, how many weaknesses do Spurs really have in their starting 11? Goalkeeper Vicario is a solid goalkeeper. Obviously, he's not like the best in the league or anything like that, but he's a solid goalkeeper. He does the job. Right back, Pedro Porro, very solid right back. One of the best center back partnerships in the league in Romero and Van de Ven. It's just about, can Van de Ven stay fit? Very similar to like a Pedro Neto in terms of, I like to call it the white PMP curse. Those kind of players, the hamstrings, they fall off the ball very easily. That's new Dogi, very, very solid left back. Midfield, they signed Archie Gray, who's considered to be one of the best English talents. You have Pablo Matar-Sarr, who had a really good season last season. You had Lucas Bergvall now, who's looking like a promising Scandinavian talent. You have Bissouma, who I guess is a decent backup six. Obviously, I don't like Bissouma. So I think midfield, maybe they're missing one more player. In the attack, you now have a Solanke, you have a Son. You have 2/3 of your attack is really solid right now. You have two players that have proven they can score 20 Premier League goals in the season. Do you know how special that is having your attack right there? Let's say they score 17 each. That's 34 just from them two alone. And with Solanke and Son, I think are going to combine for more than 34 in the season. You have Kulusevski's proving he can score goals. You have Richarlison as a backup 9. That's perfect. He could also contribute off the left. What else you have? Yeah, I think it's just about depth now, right? They need more depth. They have the Mikey Moore kid. I don't know if he's really going to play many minutes this season, but we'll see. Brendan Johnson as well. I'm trying to think in the midfield. Maybe they have other names. Oh, yeah, Bentancur as well. That's another player. Bro, it's a solid squad, in my opinion. We'll see how they handle the challenges of Europe and the Premier League, but if players can stay fit, obviously that's a huge question with Ange. I think Ange is another big question mark. System-wise, these players fit, but his system requires so much running and stuff like that. Can these guys stay fit? That's the main question, but their project is heading strong, very, very strong right now. Now the next part is getting in also proper depth and convincing players that they're not guaranteed starters to come in that are quality and to compete with these other guys for the starting positions. And that's how you build a great squad. It will be difficult from that aspect, but their squad looks really good right now. I don't think they're finished. I know they were in for Pedro Neto, and if they were able to get in Pedro Neto and and Dom Solanke in the same window, that would have been absolutely ridiculous statement from them. Just Spence is actually staying. I think Ange really rates him apparently. He had a really good preseason, so he could play right back. I think he could play left back as well. So nice little depth piece there. They got rid of Emerson Royale, which for me is addition by subtraction. I'm not going to lie. So I think they're really solid. I think they have a strong project going. Their academy is getting better and better by the years. They have a clear plan in the transfer market in terms of what players to go after. They're trying to get starting level talent that are also either very young or about to hit their peak. I think for me, that's the ideal transfer plan. That's something that Chelsea haven't clocked yet. Chelsea keep going for the guys that I haven't even played first team minutes on a senior level. And they're overstocking in terms of that. So that's my issue with Chelsea. But Spurs are proving that with limited funds, because they don't got the most funds in the world, you can really address proper question marks in the team. And that's what they're doing. Step by step, they're addressing the question mark. Now it's about not overdoing it in certain position groups. And for example, they keep getting linked to midfielders. You also probably do need one more attacker. You probably could go get another fullback or maybe another center back. They have Dragusin as well, another decent center back. So they have the players right now, in my opinion. And right now, when you're looking at obviously the top two in Arsenal and City, that's fine. That's calm. But after that, obviously, you probably say Liverpool because their squad is really good. So this is Liverpool third. Then you have the fourth to sixth. Fourth and fifth are probably likely to be UCL spots because the teams in Europe this year are going to be strong for the Premier League, especially United and the Europa League 9 Champions League. So they'll be in there. They'll go pretty far in there. The Champions League teams are all very strong. Aston Villa's maybe the one question mark, but Liverpool are UCL heritage. Arsenal and City are two of the probably 4 or 5 favorites in the Champions League. So I think the Prem is going to be strong. Chelsea are most likely going to win the Conference League. If they don't, it'll be an embarrassment. So that fifth spot most likely will be a Prem spot, which ups the stakes even more. So you got 2 teams fighting. You got about 5 teams fighting for 2 spots. You got Spurs, you got Villa, you got United, you got Chelsea, you got Newcastle, you have West Ham who are making the moves. It's a lot of spots up for grabs. So we'll see what happens. Let me go through the comments real quick. Big up Uzman, big up man like Griggs. We need to get in Berg before the first game of Prem. Can't have Casemiro. Well, I have bad news for you guys. Neto to Chelsea makes me say, hold that, TK. I'm not gonna lie, hold that. I've had enough of your fan base today. I'm not gonna lie. I've got another Arsenal fans today. West Ham. I'll talk about West Ham because they got another signing today too. Usman says, I'm pissed off. Griggs, awful day to support United. Solanke to Spurs. I don't rate him. And Neto, who I glazed no Diddy to Chelsea. Yeah, I mean, this sucks. I mean, we weren't really linked with either. And the moment we signed Xerxes, I gave up on the Dom Solanke dream, unfortunately. Neto, I never expected because of the injury record. I don't think he would ever pass that kind of flag for United. So it is what it is, but we'll see what happens. Who wants to get Berg? Yeah, I think Berg. Who's their backup 10? I think Bergvall Madison's their 10 depth. So we'll see. Yeah, by the way, this is another issue. I have an issue with championship teams asking for $30 million for their players. No disrespect to the championship. Y'all know how much I love the championship. Absolutely amazing league. But at the end of the day, it's still a second division league. just asking calmly for 30 mil for their players. Bro, think about this. Burnley are asking 30 mil for Sanderberg. Monaco, who I'm pretty sure are in the Champions League or at worst in the Europa League, are asking for only 5 mil more for Yusuf Fofana. Do you know how insane that is? A championship team is asking for more money for their player, who's not like some world-class player, by the way, your average player, than Monaco, who are in the top 2 European competitions. That's insane to me. I'm telling y'all, England has too much money. There's too much money in the Premier League, in the English football division. Ridiculous, bro. Tells me how Solanke got to move before Tony. Well, better player gets moved before other players. That's how it goes, man. Somehow, you're gonna. I don't really think Chelsea can ruin Neto, to be honest. I think Neto can ruin Neto by the injuries. I think like there's really nothing else that can really happen. I think play style wise, he fits the team, so we'll see. But yeah, man. Some big moves made by the big hitters in the Premier League today, and then also West Ham signed Jean-Claire Todibo, who obviously we all thought would be a United player when the window started, but then UEFA wanted to be, you know what, and said, nah, you can't have him. So he was meant to go Juventus. Juventus sold their best center back prospect to go get Todibo, and West Ham hijacked it. And it's an amazing signing for West Ham. That's a great player. That's a great center back. They made a lot of big moves this summer. Now it's about how, with the new coach as well in Lopetegui. Now the question is, can all these guys click together at the same time? That will be the question mark. But talent-wise, bro, that lineup is that. You're talking about Todibo. You're talking about potentially Aaron Wan-Bissaka. You're talking about Montamas Kudus. You're talking about Guido Rodriguez. You're talking about Lucas Paqueta. Like you're talking about Fulkrug. You're talking about Jared Bowen. That's a lot of players. That is a lot of. You're talking about Somerville as well. It's another player they signed, bro. It's players all over the place. Now it's just about can they fit. The good thing for West Ham maybe is that they don't have European football this season, so they're not gonna have to handle that part. But the squad is very, very stacked. What are Newcastle even doing? Newcastle are broke, man. Newcastle are broke. They're going for Guehi. Apparently, also Madueke is now linked with them now that Neto has arrived at Chelsea. So maybe Madueke goes to Newcastle to replace Almiron. That would be interesting. But yeah, Newcastle, in my opinion, I think West Ham, that's fight for top 6. West Ham are sneaking in there to grab that Newcastle spot. Bro, they might even be sneaking up to take our spot soon. Who knows? Because I'll talk about United towards maybe the end of the stream a little bit. Because at the end of the day, we still are United fans, and we do want to talk about United. But I figured to start off, let's talk about other Premier League clubs. Because at the end of the day, this channel is meant to be not just United channel. It's not Greg's Talks United. It's Greg's Talks. So talk about other clubs as well. Even though I do end up doing it anyway, but I figured let me actually add it to the title now and stuff like that. And you guys all are football heads. We're not just United heads. We're also fans of other clubs, so we have to appreciate them. No way they're still gonna have. If Newcastle start the season with Almiron, that's like United starting the season with Lindelof. I'm not joking, bro. It's an atrocity against the sport of football. That's what I'm gonna say. But he's not worth over 60 mil. He's not. I think they get 50 mil center back, but Palace are in a strong position to do that. Let me check if Romano puts anything else. Fabrizio. Where he's not worth over 60 mil. Where for 65 is criminal. I think Wade is a good center back, but yeah, I think 65 mil is a little bit dragging it. I'm not gonna lie. Well, Don Solanke really worked the Spurs. Oh, that's another guy we got linked with today. Hermoso. Yeah, I might as well talk about that. QPR sign card. I don't care. Zaha is not going to Crystal Palace. Fairs. Speaking of United, a former Manchester United player today officially went off the unemployment market. David De Gea, after a full 12 months, found a football club. Congratulations, yo. Let's give it a round of applause for David De Gea. David De Gea signed for Fiorentina. Good for him. At the end of the day, obviously, a year without getting a job is crazy. But shout out to David De Gea. Fiorentina, we'll be keeping a close eye on over there. I'm not gonna say hate watch. I don't want to be mean or anything, but it'll be interesting. I will be observing, as some would say, about David De Gea. But speaking of Spaniards, let's keep it in the Spanish realm. We are linked with Mario Hermoso from Athletic. Well, no, technically he's no longer employed by Atletico Madrid. He's a free agent now. He would be a free signing. I think he's a solid player. Reminds me a lot of like the likes of Imeric Laporte, Daley Blind, them kind of players that are like left back, left center back hybrids. They're not really destined by either position. I think he's really solid on the ball. Obviously, he's Spanish. Their tech is 99 out of 100 times really cold. The 1% being David De Gea. So I think he's very solid. Defensively, though, I have huge questions. Obviously, his previous club being Atleti is people would think that he's some defensive stalwart, but at the end of the day, Atleti have not been the same defensively since the exit of Diego Godin. Simeone's kind of changed the system a lot around, and Hermoso is very inconsistent when it comes to defending. There's times where he looks sensational, and there's times where he kind of basically strips for the opponent. So I'm a little worried about that. I think he's a solid player. I mean, wouldn't be the worst fallback option. There's another Spaniard that I'm also looking at. This left center back. Hear me out. Hear me out, chat. Imeric Laporte wants to leave Saudi Arabia. I know his preference is Spain, but on a cheap deal, would we not take Imeric Laporte? Because we're talking about one of the best ball playing left center backs in the world. I'm just saying, hear me out. Yeah, Hermoso is a good ball playing center back. He played a lot of left back. He spent a lot of left center back. But the only thing is, at Atleti, his best play was when he was in the back three. I'm not always confident on center backs that only look good in the back three. I don't remember the last time I watched Hermoso play in the back four, so I'm a little bit worried about that. He's not coming in at it, but like if he could, hear me out. So what? Bro, he's ex-Manchester City, man. Bro, who cares? Oh, we're going to talk about ex-Manchester. Cole Palmer is going to be ex-Manchester City. Y'all want him? Bro. But he does want Spain, though. I don't think he wants to come back to Manchester. But all I'm saying is, if he's available, hear me out. Bro, we're starting for center backs right now. I don't think we're in a position to say no to any really solid center back option. That's all I'm going to say. We're not in a position of power here. We're very desperate. Desperate times call for desperate measures, as they say. And are we sure De Ligt's a better center back than Imeric Laporte? That's all I'm gonna say. Jock Cancelo on a loan deal till you hear me out. Yeah, tomato, man. But yeah, obviously we're gonna go Hermoso. Fresh, I guess. Fresh, not really. Cardio links again. Apparently United contacted his reps to ask what his contractual terms would be if United were to agree to deal with Fenerbahce. Pure center. Man, mess me with that, bro. Laporte's cold, bro. We saw what he did at the Euros. Obviously, system tax and everything, but still. What is up with players getting forged for ACL? Oh, getting done ACL. It's a high intensity game. Football is very high intensity nowadays. Honestly, pitchers might not even be that much better now. And yeah, man, players just have more risk. Players play more minutes now, so the more minutes you play, the higher risk of you getting injury is. So, yeah. Already good on Brighton. When did that happen? Did I miss something? Am I bugging out? Am I bugging out? Anyway. Yeah, I think Cardogo would be a nice time. But again, all Wan-Bissaka. Apparently, there's new hope when it comes to Wan-Bissaka leaving, so that's good. But at the end of the day, until he's gone, until I see the Romano or Ornstein tweet, he's here. That's pretty much it, man. We'll see. I do think though Mazraoui and Delic ends up happening somehow, some way. So we'll see about that. But yeah, United hype. Right at the end of the day, every single day it's the same transfer shit. It's Delic Mazraoui. Midfield links. Oh, again today, Ugarte potentially back on the table. I had a nice 3 days being calm about it. Nah, back on the table apparently today. You see this, man? I've had enough, bro. I've had enough. Big up Yakub, the boy. Uthman, that's who he's linked to. Who's that? Pelt. Yeah, kind of has a link. Yeah, you gotta give it up, man. But at the end of the day, we've kind of frozen in the transfer market, as you can tell from the title. We've pretty much done a frozen. We're linked to the same players. No one can leave. It got announced today that Lindelof is staying, Eriksen's staying, Maguire's staying, Casemiro is definitely staying. It's peak, man. It's peak and transfer window. And today, I also got into a fight with Garnacho fans on my timeline because I don't have work today, so I figured I had a lot of free time. Let me go check what Twitter's up to these days, right? First thing I see is a screenshot of Garnacho and Neto stats. Garnacho has like one less goal than Neto in the Premier League career. Yada 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 yada. That's stupid comparisons. And all I said was that I think Pedro Neto is a much better player. And yada yada. In come the tweets. Oh, you're a negative United fan. Blah 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 blah. That's pretty much what I kept hearing. Which is funny from the same guys that every day tweet Garnacho in a Real Madrid jersey in the Photoshop because they have a Madrid kink. Those guys can also hold that. So yeah, at the end of the day, according to United Twitter, which is a terrible place on Twitter to be honest, I'll never join Twitter. It's a terrible app. So yeah, man. Actually, the league has started because they had the Super Cup last week. OD Garnacho got Garnacho's a solid player. Don't get me twisted. Like he's had a good start to his career. He's a solid player. He's one for the future. Let's see what he does. But Pedro Neto, at this current moment, ability-wise, forget about the injury, all that kind of stuff. That's a different question. That's a different topic to discuss. In terms of just ability as a winger, Pedro Neto is far, far superior to Alejandro Garnacho. There is nothing that Alejandro Garnacho can do better than Pedro Neto as a footballer. On the football pitch, with the ball at your feet, there is nothing Garnacho can do better than Pedro Neto. Yeah, bro. They're going to tell me health. Like, that's a football attribute. I mean, technically it is, but still, durability. But you know what I'm trying to say. So, yeah, man. United fans got to give it up. OD got to give it up. OD got to give it up. Terrible. But other good news, though, tomorrow, Community Shield, obviously. We have that. Both squads are going to be kind of mid. I'm not going to lie. I looked at our squad. I've heard City are not really playing many internationals that are coming back, including the likes of Phil Foden, Rodri, John Stones, Scott Walker. So they're probably going to go about half-fit squad. We pretty much have a half-fit squad because of injuries. So it'll be interesting to see. I don't really care about the result tomorrow. I'm not going to lie. I care more about performance. I care more about no one getting injured and just specific players and see how they play. Including Harry Amos is most likely going to be getting his start tomorrow. So interested to see how he handles going up against a City team. Because at the end of the day, City have different personnel. The Pep system is still the Pep system. So let's see how he deals with the positioning because 1v1 defending, we had to see that last week against Mohamed Salah. He did a decent job for the most part. Now we have to see how he handles the awareness of defensive positioning, which is we've all clocked his biggest weakness, the cutbacks, the players running behind, the overloads, all that kind of stuff. Let's see how that works for him. And I'll be keeping an eye on that for that. I do think Dallo starts tomorrow because Mohamed Saka is in the middle of getting a transfer done, so United will probably play Dallo. And he also didn't play much at the Euros, so he'll probably be fit. Relax. Almas is good, just needs time. He's 17 years old. We had to give him time. Garnacho is rated because he's kind of impactful at 19, but he keeps playing like he's right now at 24. Yeah, bro. OD getting quick sold. These players have been trained in Pep system for a long time. They'll play United. Oh, we'll see about that because City didn't have the best preseasons. But I am worried about that machine up front tomorrow. Erling Haaland, he had a really good preseason. We have one fit center back in Lisandro Martinez, who just started training again this week. So we'll see how that goes. But other than that, we'll see what happens tomorrow. I just don't want. All I'm doing, I'm not trying to get bopped 4-0, and I'm not trying to get any more injuries. That's about it. And I'm trying to see Xerxes audition. I just want to see what he's got to offer tomorrow. I'm hoping he gets like 30 minutes in the bank. That'd be nice. Griggs believes in Ten Hag, so let's see what. No, I don't believe it. I believe in Ineos. I don't believe in Ten Hag. That is a huge asterisk to that. I believe in Ineos. Ten Hag has to prove to me that I should trust him again. I just didn't go on the whole rant about him staying. At the end of the day, I just accepted it and move on. But we'll see what happens with Ten Hag, man. That is true. A bobbing would make us move quicker in the market. That's a fair point to make. Do you believe in community? No. I just think it's. I just think the fact is that City have pretty much played in the Community Shield every season for the past 6-7 years because they've won the league pretty much every single year. And City always start the season slow. So it makes sense that they lose the Community Shield because they start slow against good teams. So I think it's a little bit just overgassed. Don't think Man United will get embarrassed. We'll see. Savinho, he's not that nice. Let's relax, bro. He's a good player, but let's not act like he's some crazy guy. No, bro, no. Ten Hag, bro. I don't understand how you can be a guy with like that little aura. Just no aura. Like he just speaks and it sounds so dull. Like there's like no emotion coming out of it. I understand why Daniel Levy, like when in the interview, like this guy got to give it up. There's like no motion. I think Olivier Glasner was United. Bro, to be fair, who knows? Maybe once Ten Hag eventually does leave, which I think would be the next 12 to 18 months, we'll see what happens. Who next manager? I think it's gonna end up being Rude because he's basically coaching the team now. But if Glasner has a really good season with what's his name? With Palace, potentially that'd be that kind of Daniel Levy is not the greatest man in football, but apparently when it comes to managers, he clocks who has no aura. So, but he also did hire Nuno Espirito Santos. So we'll see. Bro, we need Rude to replace him. I want conviction from a leader. Yeah, obviously Rude would have the rock. I mean, I think Ten Hag has a locker room, but obviously Rude, you probably get more of emotion out of Rude as he could probably galvanize the units better and stuff like that because at the end of the day, he is Ruud van Nistelrooy. He's like a legend. He knows what it means like to win at the club, at other clubs as well. Madrid, he spent at the highest level. So, yeah, man, I'll be interested to see who will play at the center forward tomorrow. There's a part of me that thinks Bruno will play false nine tomorrow. There's a part of me that thinks Xerxes might just end up starting. So I don't know. I've learned with Ten Hag to never predict with Ten Hag because he will always do the unpredictable most of the time. There are some predictable things, but going into Ten Hag's head is like a maze that you just can't get out of. So, yeah. Like Van der Gag. Not Van der Gag, Jaime. Get that guy out of. No. I know for him. Dude, overflowing with the aura. Yeah, we'll see. He also doesn't want to be a coach right now. He kind of wants to be an assistant, so we'll see. Sancho, no. I'm good off that. Abraham Glazer and Eric Ten Hag in a room together. That's not a good one. That's a terrible one. But yeah. I'm trying to think. We did actually theoretically today. We apparently asked for the young conditions. Barca basically told us the price, and we said, yeah, never mind. Which is good. And he also wants to stay in Barcelona, as we all know. So that'd be interesting. But yeah. Inter are not currently in talks with Hermoso. Wait, what's Hermoso's age? Oh, I thought Hermoso signed with SCG. I was about to say this guy's definitely mad about. 60. Yeah, bro, 60 mil for a guy that's injured. Nah, man, I don't know. Barca hype too, man. Barca hype too. Another guy in the thumbnail is actually, I think I haven't recorded since the rumor came out. Zubamendi to Liverpool. Most likely will be Liverpool's first signing when Sociedad pretty much kind of adhered to the terms. That'll be interesting. I think it's a good signing for Liverpool. I'm not gonna lie. It's probably the best DM on the market. Is it the perfect fit for them? Maybe not. Obviously, Zubamendi McAllister is not the most formidable of pivots off the ball, but on the ball, actually amazing technicians. And two midfielders that, yes, they're not physical. They're not 6 foot plus. They don't look strong as hell, but they have tenacity. McAllister loves a duel. Zubamendi loves a duel. I think it's a good pivot. Obviously, behind them, they'll have physical center backs that can play in the high line in Konate, Van Dijk, Kwanzaa, so that's fine. And that's just about the third midfielder. And if Curtis Jones can stay fit, if Ryan Gravenberch can offer them something, if Dominic Szoboszlai can maybe offer them something, we'll see what happens. But it would be a great signing. On the ball, that is absolutely masters of technician between McAllister and Zubamendi. So it'd be a good deal for Liverpool if they can get it. And it would make it worth for their fans to wait this long for signing, and it'd be one of the best games on the planet. I'm gonna do it on the McAllister would have been scary out, bro. Thank God Everton would never sell to Liverpool. I'm sleeping. I don't know. I think obviously the game last week, Liverpool weren't the craziest impressive, but at the end of the day, they have a crazy squad. In the Champions League, they're gonna be scared in the Champions League because they have the attack that is so lethal on the counter. They'll have a technical midfield that can play out of any press in the world. So it'll be a scary team in Champions League. In the league, though, I do think they're gonna have some kind of struggles and that one run where they kind of struggle a little bit. So we'll see what happens with that. But other than that, though, it's a good transfer. It would be a great transfer for Liverpool. But we'll see what they do after that. Hell yeah. People are getting onto me on Twitter today, man. They did not like what I said about Spurs today. All I said was I like the project. Big up my boy Sheik. Big up the boy. Thank you, by the way, for holding it down for me on A-listers. Appreciate you. I heard you. I heard you represented us well. So thank you for that. So yeah, man, it's an interesting one for United, but I'm just ready for the season to start. Obviously, next week, first game of the couple more days off work. So next week, the plan is Prem preview. We'll do that. Tier list kind of stuff. I'm thinking transfer window review as of right now because I'm gonna be working when the transfer window ends. So I'll pretty much kind of tier list every single Prem signing as of this date. We'll do that as well. Serie A preview next week as well. I'm in talks of pairing up a guest for that. So we'll get that. That's 3 weeks on top of the typical transfer catch-up news. So we're gonna kind of try to get all that done next week. Because after that, the footy starts. So no more transfer talks, thank God. We can talk about actual footy. We can talk about performances. We can talk about players. I have a couple motions in the works in terms of what I want to do. Maybe like every Monday, kind of have the Prem separated and then talk about other leagues by themselves, that kind of stuff. So try to see what the people want and what I think would be benefit most, and also try to pattern up because I know someone asked me last week about who might have been this week about getting more guests on the channel and stuff like that. So obviously, I know you guys, the solos are good and all, but obviously you probably want another face to kind of go back and forth with. So we'll probably do that as well. Arsenal get insecure when you mention, bro. If you mention the word project, they have the notifications on. I promise you, they have their notifications on. Bro. They have the bell on, ring, 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 ring. The moment someone mentions the word project, I got jumped, and it wasn't by some random. So it was my mutuals on Twitter. Oh, D got to give it up. Besides Zubi Grigg, is there other world class number 60 that it can go? Not really. I don't think. Well, honestly, I'm gonna be real. The only world class number 6 on the planet is Rodri. The rest of them are not perfect. They have flaws. They haven't had the consistency to be considered world class. Rodri is the only world class number 6. He's on a planet of his own. The other ones, they have their flaws. It's just about putting them in the system that the flaws are covered and only their strengths are exemplified. That would be nice. Who that could be for United right now? Probably the only Yusuf Fofana. Abdul Nana is what I wanted, but obviously we can't get him. Maybe Manu Kone and Cash can be happy. So we'll see. That's what else I didn't say. I'm glad Liverpool. Oh, that's another one. Next season, we will be there. We will be there. Adam Morton. That's the main focus for next season. That is the main focus for next season. Just getting Adam Morton through that door. I don't care who we gotta fight for that, but we gotta go through that door. We need to get Adam Morton to Manchester United. I know they're about it because I was watching obviously the game today, the Olympics. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, guys. Chat. It's gonna have to be FFP hype. We gotta do something. We gotta do something to get Desiree do it through the doors. I'm thinking this. All right, so let's see this. If we get Mazraoui and Villic, all right, that most likely opens up the funds for Bayern to get Desiree Doué. So I'm thinking, scout team. What if we pivot to other center back and fullback, aka Cardioglu and another center back, which then means Bayern don't get the money for Doué, and then opens up for us potentially in January or next season to go for Desiree Doué. No, we can't have them partner up Elise and Doué. That is a threat to world football. because that's actually really good. That's probably the best wing pairing. That's one of the best wing pairings in the world. We saw what they did for France under Thierry Henry. Imagine under a better coach, surrounded by probably better players. Doué, Kane, Olise. That's crazy. Bro, if City get Adam Warren, I'm giving up on the league, bro. I'm going to tell everyone to give it up. I'm going to tell everyone it's time for us to find a new sport. I know that's why I said we don't go for Doué this summer. We make sure that the competitors can't get him this summer, and we snatch him next summer when we got more bread. That's what I'm saying. I'm going very crazy theories right now. I kind of don't like it, but anyway. Where's this staffy guy, man? There he is. So yeah, man, we gotta do some big brain thinking right here. We gotta find ways to do it because Doué, Olise, that's too good. I don't want to be seeing that. I don't want to be seeing that. So that'd be kind of crazy. Let's see what on Palace. Any other transfer news, guys, that we can talk about? Not really much else. It's just really been the two news today. And everything else, obviously Arsenal and Marino, but no one cares. At the end of the day, not that we really care about that. City, nah, bro. We're just gonna turn into a basketball channel. It's called Nick's hype. That's what we're gonna do, bro. And not even mean that in the bad way, bro. It's just NBA channel, bro. Christmas Day games got announced yesterday. Christmas watch-alongs. That's what we're gonna do. Next Spurs, will you be there? That's about it, bro. What else do you want me to do? Solanke went to Spurs. Neto went to Chelsea. Warren goes to City. Who Liverpool gonna sign? What a player got? City, watch Liverpool get this ready to do it. Might as well at the end of the day, bro. At the end of the day, you might as well just give it up. Like I said, bro. LeBron might become the new owner of the Boston Celtics if FSG wants it. Yeah, imagine FSG buy the Celtics too, bro. Liverpool are really about to have no bread. Cause bro, it costs bread to keep charge of an NBA team, bro. OD bread. We got it. Yeah, we do. That's true. We do got Euro. But we gotta wait 3 months for him. 3 months, bro. You know how crazy that is, man. I can't wait 3 months. I gotta watch Johnny Evans tomorrow. Nah, actually, that's disrespectful to Johnny Evans. Let me chill. That's what I don't have to watch Lindelof tomorrow, so that's good. But the fact that I have to watch Lindelof this season, bro, Sunstore's hype, bro. It's 3 months. It's a metatarsal injury. He's not gonna be out the whole calendar year. It's not happening. But what's it called? I was about to say something. Yeah, it's the fact that we're talking about 3 players that are still going to be here this year after they were meant to leave. Scott McTominay, Lindelof, Eriksson, Mags. I kind of wanted Max to stay once we lost Moran. But it's just so many players that are meant to leave, and we just can't get rid of them. I'm not going to blame Ineos. Obviously, I know a lot of people are blaming Ineos. At the end of the day, they had to pretty much they gained all this bad stuff from the Glazers that they left. They inherited it. That's the word. They inherited all this bad contracts that United can't get rid of because our players are like solid. They have some value, but they're also on very high wages. But at the end of the day, I know FFP all that kind of stuff. United are just gonna have to take the loss, bro. All the contracts are running out, bro. Just let them go on a free. And next summer, hopefully, to be able to even bigger and stronger. That's what we're gonna have to do. Because, bro, otherwise, yeah, man. Otherwise, it's cooked. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We did 45 minutes. Next season, the rebuild starts again. That's pretty much it. I don't have much else. Probably obviously tomorrow, Community Shield, we'll do a video after that to review the match, all that kind of stuff. talk about that, what we saw, performances, and kind of heading into the season. And might even, who knows, maybe I'll do the Premier League preview tomorrow too. Who knows? We'll see. But other than that, I'll catch you guys later. This will take you over to Staffies. So make sure you hit him with the Griggs raid. And then I'll also see y'all on Saeed's in about an hour for debate show / late night vibes, whatever he's calling it. So I'll see you guys then. I haven't been on that channel in a minute. So I'll see you guys then. See you tonight. So thank you for joining. Like, share, subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.